Om
Sadashiva
Sadaşivam Şankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam.
Om Sahana
Om
Vavatu Sahana
Navavatu
Bhunaktu
Sahana
Sahaviryam
Bhunaktu
Karvavahai
Sahaviryam
Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma
Yasvinavadhitamastu Ma
Vidvishavahai
Vidvishavahai.
Om
Om
Shanti
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 Shanti.
Shanti.
Om Tat Sat. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah
That's
Okay.
Shivaya.
it. Om Namah Shivaya.
So we had, I think, completed the 11th verse. So we're on the 12th verse. Let us chant that. Arjuna Uvacha
Arjuna Uvacha
Param Brahma Param Dhama
Param Brahma Param Dhama
Pavitram Paramam Bhavan
Pavitram Param Bhavan
Purusham Shashvatam Divyam
Purusham Shashvatam Divyam
Adidevam Ajam Vibhum.
Adidevam
Majam
Vibhum.
Vipum.
Okay. So now it is Arjuna Uvacha. And here in the next few verses, Arjuna is asking Krishna how to do the meditation on the Vishwarupa, which he has talked about earlier, right? So, interestingly enough, here, if you look at the what I call slokas, the first four slokas, he is praising Krishna, right? And then he asks the question. So, a very nice teaching over here. What is that teaching? That when you want to ask something, first butter up the other person, and then only you should ask. You know, first say all sort of nice things. You're a great man. You are this. You are that. Right, and then ask. Then the likelihood of your getting your request is more possible. And who's teaching that? Bhagavad Gita is teaching that. So he says, "Hey Bhavan, O Krishna, Param Brahma. Really speaking, you are Nirguna Brahman, Param Brahman." And in his commentary, Shankara adds Paramatma to indicate that there is no difference between the Atma and the Paramatma. Nirguna Brahman and Jivatma, there is no difference. Param Brahma is Nirguna Brahman. Param Dhama, right? Now, Dhama normally can mean a place, a residence. And to take Nirguna Brahman as residence is not really an appropriate interpretation. So Shankara says Dhama has to be taken as Tejaha. Tejaha means self-effulgent. Swayam Prakasha Chaitanya. Self-effulgent consciousness you have to take. So that Nirguna Brahman, who is self-effulgent consciousness, is the meaning of Param Brahma Param Dhama. Arjuna is saying, hey Krishna, you are that self-revealing Nirguna Brahman. And not only that, Pavitram Paramam. You are the greatest purifier also. Why? Because knowledge of Nirguna Brahman takes away all the impurities of the universe. Entire samsara is cleaned out of you. Therefore, Pavitram Paramam, the greatest purifier you are. And Purusham Shashvatam. Shashvatam means what? Nityam. And Purusham, of course, we have stated this earlier many times, but I think it is worthwhile recalling the two derivations of Purushaha. The two derivations which we always talk about. Anybody can recall what are the two derivations of the word Purushaha?
Purayati iti sarvam.
Purayati sarvam iti Purushaha. The one who fills up everything. The all-pervading one is Paramatma. That is Purushaha. What is the second definition?
Purishete iti Purusha.
Puri Shete Iti Purushaha. The one who resides in the Puri, the body, in the city. Puri here is Puri is city. The ones who resides in the body, which is the city, that is the Purushaha. That is Jivatma. Okay. And Divyam. The Divyam can normally mean, the word Divyam is also, of course, it means effulgent, right? Bright. But it is also taken as, in many Shastrams, it's taken as Swarga, as heaven. And therefore, Anandagiri is worried. Shankaracharya doesn't bother because he thinks, you're all advanced people, he will not get the wrong meaning. But Anandagiri doesn't have that much confidence in us. So he says Divyam is not to be taken as Swarga, but Divyam is to be taken as the other meaning, which is what? The self-effulgent person, which means what? Sakshi Chaitanyam. That, when you say Sakshi Chaitanyam is Divyam, you can take it as the consciousness which is recognizable in the heart. Don't take it as consciousness which is resident in the heart, which is very often the meaning given by many commentators. They say Sakshi Chaitanyam is the consciousness available in the heart as witness principle. Sakshi Chaitanyam. What is wrong with taking Sakshi Chaitanyam as consciousness resident in the heart?
So it is located, it
becomes located, right? And that is against the very definition of the first definition of Purusha, which says Purayat Sarvam. And therefore, you have to take it as consciousness, which is everywhere, of course. Your body-mind complex is located in that consciousness. But the consciousness outside you is not recognizable. Why? Because that Atma, that Brahman outside you is not recognizable as Chit, but it is definitely recognizable as the existence principle, as Sat. So, Brahman or Atma outside you is recognizable as Sat, but inside you is recognizable as Chit also. And therefore, Anandagiri clarifies this is supposed to be Sakshi Chaitanyam. Don't take it as Swarga. Take it as that consciousness in your heart which you are able to recognize as the consciousness because of the fact that you are aware. Then the next word is Adi Devam. So Adi Devam literally means the one who existed, Adi, before Devam, the one who existed before the arrival of the Devatas, the first born, and hence only Ajam, birthless, was not born at all because he existed before the arrival of all the Devatas. So we are not talking about Lord Brahmaji. Lord Brahmaji we take as, when you say, sometimes you say Lord Brahmaji is Adideva. That means he is the firstborn before the other Devatas. But here he is talking about Nirguna Brahman. Nirguna Brahman was Ajam, never born, Vibhum, all pervading. Therefore, you can take Adideva as the one which existed before any other Devata was born, including Lord Brahmaji. Okay. Now we look at verse number 13. Please unmute yourself. We will chat. Ahustvam rashayas sarve.
Ahustvam rishaya sarve
Devarshi Naradastatha.
Devarshi Naradastha.
I heard somebody say Devarishi. Okay, now, though actually it is Devarishi, it is not in what is written is not Devarishi. Devarshi Naradastatha.
Devarshi Naradastha.
Asito Devalo Vyasaha.
Asito
Devavyasaha
Swayam Chaiva Bravishime.
Swayam
Swayam
Shaiva
Prayasya Me.
Okay. So here already said, Hey Krishna, Param Brahma Bhavan, Param Dhama also, and Param Pavitram also you are. Right? And then Sarve Rishayaha, all the sages, who are they? Devarshi. So Deva that can be taken as that should be broken up as Deva Rishi. Who is what? Naradaha. So Devarishi is not separate stage, so separate sage. Devarishi is adjective to Naradaha. Devarishi Naradaha, the divine sage Naradaha, and others. Asitaha, also a sage. Devalaha, also another rishi. Vyasaha, also another rishi. So there are four rishis: Naradaha, Asitaha, Devalaha, and Vyasaha. All these rishis, Tvam Ahuhu, they speak about you as what? Purusham Shashvatam, eternal Brahman, Divyam, divine, Adidevam, the primary God, Ajam, without birth, Vibhum, all pervasive. And not only that, not only do these rishis speak about that, Swayam Eva Pravishime, you are also telling me the same thing, O Krishna. Okay, so Arjuna has said that, Hey Krishna, you are the supreme Brahman, you are the supreme effulgent principle. All the sages speak of you, and not only do all the sages speak of you, you are also telling me the same thing. Okay. Now, in the following verses, you will find that Arjuna is actually raising a question. Krishna had earlier said, I am the cause of the universe, I am the Karanam of the Jagat, and because I am the Karanam, therefore he had said that the Karanam is not different from the Karyam. Therefore, whenever you see the Jagat, you are seeing me alone. I alone am appearing as the universe, and therefore everything in the universe is a reflection of me, is a reflection of my glory. Whenever you see the universe, anything which is glorious, you should remember that it is my glory. Okay. Having said that, Arjuna wants to know the details of this Bhagavan's vibhuti, Bhagavan's glory, and therefore he said that you are none other than the highest form of Brahman, Nirguna Brahman, and you also appear as Saguna Ishvara, right? So in Saguna Ishvara, Brahman plus Ishvara, Brahman plus Maya. The glories which you see in the world, they all belong to Maya. So any glory has to be the vibhuti only. Any vibhuti has to be Maya only, because Brahman plus Maya is Ishvara. And therefore Arjuna has said that you are Param Brahma, you are Param Dhama also, you are the Param Pavitram also, you are the holiest of the holy, because you can destroy the Ajnanam, which is the root cause of samsara. And we said Purusham, that is the person who is resident in the Puri. Pure Vasati iti Purushaha. And that is why we say, there's a saying in Hindi, Deho Devalaya Proktaha. The body itself is said to be the temple. That comes from this saying, that Pure Vasati. You are in this body, you are resident. Wherever you are resident, it's a temple. Therefore, since you are resident in the body itself is a temple. Right? So, Arjuna is praising Krishna. And after that he says, Purusham Shashvatam Divyam. Okay, you are the eternal Purushaha. And here, remember, Arjuna has not yet been taught what is Nirguna Brahman. So that's why he says, Iti Sarve Rishayaha Ahu. All the great rishis have talked about this. Right? And if you remember Kena Upanishad, we said that every organ, every indriya is sentient only because of the presence of the consciousness principle. And that is why we do namaskara to everybody. Right? Whenever you do namaskara to another person, to a friend, to your parents, to your to your Acharya, remember the Namaskara does not go to the RM or the RC. It goes to Purusham, the one who is the OC, which is resident inside the body. It goes to that Sakshi Chaitanya. The Chaitanya Tattvam it goes to. And therefore he's saying that, hey Krishna, you are the cause and everything else is Karyam only. And therefore you were Ajam, the causeless cause, and you are Vibhum. All these descriptions we might ask, how does Arjuna know? And that's why he says, Sarve Rishayaha Ahuhu. Rishis mean, Rishi means actually a jnani, the one who actually knows. Janati iti rishihi. The one who knows, who has Atma Jnanam, he is a rishihi. And therefore, when we think about rishis, you know, you should associate it directly with jnana. We see too many movies, right? So we see, when we say rishi, automatically think of somebody with a long beard and sitting in the forest. But it's not necessary. Anybody who has the jnanam that he is Brahman, that he is Atma, is a rishi. And it doesn't matter if he is in the forest. It doesn't matter if he is presiding over a boardroom. If he has the knowledge, he is a rishi, right? And that is why Deva Rishi Naradaha, the person who is gives knowledge to people. And then, of course, he gave some more names. Asito, Devala, Vyasaha. They are all names only. And to add that, he says, not only these people have said, hey Krishna, Swayam eva bravishime, you also have yourself said so. Right? Now we will look at verse number 14. We will chant. Sarvam etad ratam manye
सर्वमेतद्धृतं
सर्वमेतद्धृतं
मन्ये
मन्ये
yanmam vadasi keshava
यन्मां
यन्मां
वदसि
वदसि केशव
केशव
nahi te bhagavan vyaktim
नहि
नहि ते
ते
नाहि
भगवन्
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 व्यक्तिम्
व्यक्तिम्
vidurdevanadانavaः
विदुर्देवान्
विदुर्देवानदानवाः
हे केशवा हे कृष्ण sarvam etad yat vadasi, whatever you have said. Sarvam etad yat vadasi, whatever you have said, hey Krishna, mam manye, I accept as true. Mam manye ridam. So ridam here means true. So mam manye ridam. So the whole sentence is sarvam etad yat vadasi, hey Krishna, hey Kesava, whatever you have told me, O Krishna, mam manye ridam. Manye ridam. Right? I accept them all as true. And what is the problem? Devana Danavaha, neither the Devas nor the Danavas. Danavas means the Rakshasas. So neither Devas nor Rakshasas. Te Vyaktim Bhagavan Viduhu. Te Vyaktim Viduhu, He Bhagavan. Know your real nature, O Lord. So he says, Krishna, whatever you say, I accept as true. Right? Why? Because nobody else but you can know your real nature. And he adds as a supplementary that neither the gods know nor the demons know, neither devas know nor rakshasas know. So etam sarvam. So yatam sarvam is, so Shankara says yathoktam. Yathoktam rishibihi. Whatever has been said by you and by the rishis. So etat sarvam has to be taken as whatever the rishis have said and whatever you have said in the previous paragraphs. Ritam, satyameva, I take it as true, authentic. Right? So the word ritam and satyam, they both mean the same thing, but ritam is a slightly more refined concept. Ritam can be taken as in accordance with what Shastram says. So effectively, what is being conveyed is that whatever Krishna is saying is not Krishna's personal view, but it is what is stated in the Shastram. That only is being conveyed. That's the meaning of the term Ritam over here. And he says, because you are saying so, I accept. Right? And Vyaktim, the word Vyaktim is there, which is can be taken as glory or real manifestation. But Anandagiri says that that Vyaktim has to be taken as Nirguna Swarupa. So your real higher nature, Deva na Danavaha Viduhu. Neither the gods know nor the Asuras know your real nature. Is all boost up. He's telling Krishna that you are really great. And then he goes on with that, verse number 15. We will chant. Swayam evatmanatmanam
स्वयम्
एवात्मनात्मानम्
vettatvam purushottama.
वेत्थमम्
वेत्त्वं
पुरुषोत्तम
पुरुषोत्तमा
Bhuta bhavana bhutesha
भूतभावनभूतेश
deva deva jagatpate.
देवदेव जगत्पते
So more adjectives. He Purushottamaha, he Uttama Purushaha, Bhuta Bhavanaha. You are the creator of all bhutas, of all beings. Bhuteshaha. You are the sustainer of all beings. Deva Deva, a god of all the gods. Devas, among all the devas, you are the supreme deva, god of all the gods. He Jagatpatehe, protector of the universe. Swayam Swayam Eva Vetha. You alone know. Tvam Swayam. You alone. Vetha Eva. You alone know. What do you know? Atmanam Atmana. You know the Atma, Atmanam, with your own mind, Atmana. So Atmanam Atmana. You know the Atma with your own mind. You know yourself by yourself alone. So earlier he said that, in the last verse he said that Devas and Asuras do not know your Nirguna Swarupam. And here he is saying that is okay, it doesn't matter because Swayam Evatmanatmanam Vethatvam. You of course alone know your Nirguna Swarupa. And Swayam here means you did not need Shastram or Guru. You are the first Guru because the whole Shastram itself has originated from you. And therefore, after all this, what happens? You know, and after you, all of us are only getting this knowledge, right? So, credit for the knowledge has to be given to your teacher. And if he is a teacher worth his salt, he will not accept that credit. He will hand over that namaskara to his teacher. And so on, it travels upwards to the final teacher, who is the Adi Guru. So, Atmana. So Atmana Atmanam Vetaha. You know that Nirguna Swarupam as yourself. He's not talking about the avatara body, but he's talking about the real self. Okay, one question here. This avatara body, avatara shariram, is it Vyavaharika Satyam or is it Pratibhasika Satyam? Very good question which you can ask yourself.
Vyavaharik.
It's
Vyavaharik.
प्रतिभासे
Pratibhas.
Whoever says Vyavahara, please explain. Whoever says Pratibhasika, please explain.
Because
Why?
only you know it yourself. I mean, you just feel it. It's your own subjective feeling.
Why? Krishna's body was seen by everybody.
Some may be seeing it as body, then you see it as Lord.
Anybody else?
Acharya ji, it was Vyavaharika Satyam because it was very much present in real, and I mean in the Vyavaharika world. And also we know that there is a birth of death and birth and death of the body.
Okay. Anybody else?
Acharya ji, I believe it is Pratibhasik reality. From what I understand or recall, it was Brahmaji's common dream, and that we are into it. And that's why everybody thought they saw Krishna's avatara.
Okay, so there are, like most of this many scriptural stuff, this is one of those questions which you can say it is Vyavaharika Satyam, right? Because it is there in Vyavahara. However, Vyavaharika Jivas are born how?
Because of the karma.
Karma.
Because of karma. And avatara's
And Krishna's
body,
It's by his own
Sharira.
choice by controlling the Maya.
avatara's
Maya ka
body is not born out of karma.
Hmm.
So it doesn't definitely fit into Vyavaharika Satyam. And therefore many acharyas, there are discussions on the subject. Many acharyas conclude that an avatara body is actually Pratibhasika Satyam. Right? Now in Krishna's case, the avatara body had a beginning and an end and all that. That's why confusion is there. But what about Narasimha? Was that Pratibhasika or was Vyavaharika? So therefore, the jury, as they say, is out on this. You can say either way. But I would lean to saying that avatara body is Pratibhasika Satyam. You see it, therefore it exists. Okay, anyway, that's a side issue. So here Shankara says, Tvam, you should know this fact. And he adds this Tvam which Arjuna is referring to. What is this Tvam? Shankara says all the 6 bhagas of Bhagavan should be prefixed, or should be understood as having been meant by Tvam. Tvam Ishvara, who is what? Jnana Ishwarya Baladi Shaktimanatvam Ishwaram Purushottamaha. Unsurpassed with all the 6 bhagas. What are the 6 bhagas of Bhagavan?
समग्रस्य
Dharma,
श्रुतस्य वीर्यस्य श्रिय
Yes.
Aishwaryasya.
Yes.
Aishwarya, I said the first.
Dharmasya, Viryasya, Aishwaryasya,
Samagra.
Shriyasya. Vairagyam. Moksha.
See, remember that Samagram is not one of the bhagas. Okay.
Samagrasya.
infinite.
Samagram means
For all.
This
Niratish.
totality.
Infinite.
Samagram means
In
Niratishaya,
totality.
unsurpassed, in full measure.
Infinite.
So you have to take the 6 bhagas and add to them Niratishaya, unsurpassed, or Samagram. Okay. So this Ishvara, remember, is what they call Sopadhika Swarupam or Nirupadhika Swarupam. I hope you know what Sopadhika means.
Vedupadhi.
Vedupadhi.
Ishvara will be Vidupadi.
Ishvara is Sopadhika Swarupam. But remember, he is both para and apara prakriti. And therefore, here he is saying that you are Purushottama. Now, Purushottama is a technical word which we will see in great detail in the 15th chapter. Right? But here, briefly, I'll tell you that 15th chapter says there are 3 Purushas. Shara Purushaha, Akshara Purushaha, Uttama Purushaha. Okay. Now, normally, Akshara Purushaha is used for Atma or Brahman, but in the 15th chapter, it has a special meaning. So, Kshara Purushaha, what does Kshara mean?
That ends.
Which can be destroyed.
Hmm.
Therefore, Kshara Purushaha means manifest matter. Means Vyakta Maya is called Kshara Purushaha. What happens to that Vyakta Maya when Pralayam comes?
It becomes unmanifest.
It becomes unmanifest. The Vyakta Maya converts into Avyakta Maya, And in the 15th chapter, Avyakta Maya is called Akshara Purushaha. So there are two words there, Kshara Purushaha, Akshara Purushaha. One meaning manifest matter, one meaning unmanifest matter. And then Uttama Purusha is used as separate from them, meaning the consciousness principle. Therefore, the whole world consists of matter, manifest form, matter, unmanifest form, and consciousness. Uttama Purusha. So Akshara, Kshara, Akshara, Uttama. These are the three they call bifurcation in chapter 15. We'll do it in more detail there. So here, Purushatamaha means is a reference to the 15th chapter, Uttama Purushaha, which is basically consciousness principle alone, which is beyond both manifest matter and unmanifest matter. Then Bhuta Bhavanaha is Srishtikarta, the creator of all material creation, right? Bhuteshaha. Bhuteshaha can be broken into Bhutanam Ishaha, controller of the world, right? So the one who knows how to handle his own creation. Then Deva Devaha, again Deva Devaha means God of gods, from whom all the gods have finally evolved. Then Jagatpate, the protector of the world. So note here two words, Ishaha in the earlier one and Patihi here. Ishaha means ruler, Patihi means protector, right? So Bhagavan protects the world through dharma alone, and therefore Dharma Shastram is venerated. That we say that because of Dharma Shastram alone, Bhagavan protects the world. The protector is called Patihi. That is why the man is called Patihi. But in today's world, who protects whom? You know, we leave that debate to yourself. So, verse number 16, we will go to. We will chant. Vaktum arhasya sheshena
वक्तुमर्हस्येषेण
दिव्या ह्यात्मविभूतयः
दिव्याह्यात्मविभूतयः
व्याभिर्विभूतिभिर्लोकान्
याभिर्विभूतिभिर्लोकान्
व्याभिर्विभूतिभिर्लोकान्
याभिर्विभूतिभिर्लोकान्
इमां त्वं व्याप्य तिष्ठसि
इमां त्वं व्याप्य तिष्ठसि.
You guys really need to do chanting classes, okay? Because you all are making simple mistakes. Yabhir vibhuti bhir lokan. So chanting classes are very necessary. It's not by the way thing. Anyway, so he says, arhasi vaktum asheshena. Vaktum asheshena arhasi. Please tell me completely what Atma Vibhutayaha Devyaha, your own glories in great detail, you must tell me. And what kind of glories? Vibhuti bihi yabihi, by those glories. Tvam tishtasi vyapya, you remain pervading iman lokan, all these worlds. So you should tell me all those divine glories, because of which glories you remain as pervading all these words. Okay. Now, up to the previous verse was what? Glorification of Krishna. Hey, Krishna, you are a great man. Okay. Great teacher, great person, great God. So, if anybody is familiar with Sri Rudram, he will know two words, Namakam and Chamakam. What does Namakam mean?
Praise.
Praying.
Namakam is the names, praising, right?
Hmm.
And what does Chamakam mean? And don't say shining.
For me,
Requesting
it is for
or
me.
asking or
Cha
Asking for
me.
favor.
Yeah, so the breakup is cha me. In Rudram, you'll hear that chame, 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 and for me, and for me, and for me. So, chamakam means asking for favors. So, up to the previous verse is the namakam. Now comes chamakam. So, vaktum arhasi, you should tell me, atma vibhutayaha, all your glories. So, atma here is not Satchit Ananda Atma, it's a reflexive pronoun. Where what is a reflexive pronoun? Where the subject is the same as the object. So Atma Vibhutaya, I myself. That is Atma Vibhutaya. So here it is. Your own glory, you should tell me. And Divyaha. Divyaha means divine, which doesn't belong to this world. Right? Remember that in this world, everything is a glory. I hope you appreciate, right? Early morning walk is a glory.
Yes.
You are getting up from your bed is a glory. You are brushing your teeth, it's a glory. And if you don't think your morning walk is a glory, all you need is to go to a hospital where you see people struggling to walk. You'll understand what sort of glory it is. Being healthy is a glory. You go to a doctor's waiting room, the truth will hit you. Being healthy is a great glory. Everything is a glory. If your organs are functioning normally, if you can sit in this class and you can see and hear, and you can understand under the control of a discriminate intellect, it is a great glory. These are all glories visible to us. But what is Arjuna saying here? Tell me about those glories of yours which are not there in human beings. So he says, Yabhi vibhuti bhihi, that glory because of which iman lokan vyapya. You are pervading the whole creation in the form of all these glories. That you should tell me. It's a very important point. Sarvan Vyapan. Everything is Vyapya. Bhagavan is everywhere, right? I don't need to go and stand in a Tirupati for a line for 4 hours to find Bhagavan. Wherever you are, look around. You cannot miss Bhagavan, right? You miss Bhagavan only if you separate Bhagavan from the universe. You will separate Bhagavan from the universe when you have separated yourself from the universe. Therefore, ahankara and mamakara is the cause of Bhagavan's separation from the universe. You get over your ahankara and mamakara, there is no difference at all. Okay, now let us look at verse number 17. Katham vidyamaham yogim
Katham
Katham
vidyamaham
vidyamaham yogim
yogim
Mam sada parichintayan
Swam
Sada
sada
Parichintayan
keshu keshu cha bhaveshu
keshu
Keshu
keshu ch bhaveshu
chintyosi bhagavan maya.
chintyosi bhagavan maya.
All small, neat little verses, don't require much explanation. Hey yogin, sada parichintayan, constantly meditating tvam on you. So here's the actual question. How can I constantly think about you? Katham aham vidyam, how can I know? Keshu keshu bhaveshu, in what all objects maya chintya asi. How should I know? I should meditate upon you as what all objects. So, oh Lord, constantly thinking about you, how can I know you? How can I know your true nature? And to do that, in what all objects should I meditate upon you? Right? So, Krishna is being referred to as yogi over here. And Shankara says, don't think of him as a Hatha yogi. So he writes, Yoga asya asti iti yogi. The one who has yoga, he is a yogi. Okay. And he further describes what is yoga. He says, yoga here means that which has got the three gunas as its components. So yogi here is the one who has the ingredients of the three gunas, the mixture of three gunas, right? Who has the mixture of three gunas? See the complicated way in which this is simple idea is being presented. Arjuna says, yogi, hey Krishna, you're yogi. Shankara says, yogi means the one who has got three gunas. Who has got three gunas?
Maya,
Maya has
Easwaran.
got three gunas. Maya has got three gunas. And therefore here, when Arjuna says yogi, he means Krishna has got three gunas also, and therefore Krishna is Ishvara. Right? Why does Bhagavan require three gunas? What is Bhagavan's what they call job description? If you were to write Bhagavan job description, what will you write?
To create,
Creator.
to sustain and destroy.
No, let's talk in Hindi or Sanskrit. Srishti, Sthiti,
Shashti Karanam, Sthiti Karanam, Laya Karanam.
and Laya. Srishti, Sthiti, Kaya. These are three jobs. What guna is required for each job?
Sattva for
For Srishti, you need Rajoguna. For Sthiti,
Srishti,
you
need
need Sattva. And for
Right.
Laya, you need Tamasaguna.
Very good. So Rajoguna Srishti, Satvaguna Sthiti, and Tamoguna Layam. Okay. So now Arjuna is saying that, hey Bhagavan, hey Krishna, who has got these three gunas, give me a list of your glories. Why do I want a list? Because for different people, different things appeal. Why? Because of the particular nature you have. And you can take any one of these things and use any one of these glories you can use as a alambanam for Ishvara Dhyanam. Right? So remember that Bhagavan has three descriptions. In Vedantic language, when we talk, when you say Bhagavan creates the world, Bhagavan can be taken as Nimitta Karana. When you say that Bhagavan has become the world, Bhagavan is taken as Parinami Upadana Karana. When you say Bhagavan is Vivarta Upadana Karanam, how will you express it? Nimitta Karanam, everybody knows. Parinami Upadana Karanam is fairly clear. Bhagavan became the world, converted himself into the world. But now you are saying Bhagavan is Vivarta Upadana Karanam.
seemingly
Therefore, seemingly is correct. Therefore, what is the right word? I keep saying that words are very important in understanding Shastra.
Using his Maya.
You will say Bhagavan appears as the world. So creates world, becomes world, appears as the world. Right? So appears as the world means Vivartopadana Karanam. Appears means you are correct, seemingly appears without any change. Now this Nimitta Karanam Ishvara is remember that Nimitta Karanam Ishvara is Dvaitam or Advaitam?
That's Dvaita.
Is Dvaitam. Why is it Dvaitam?
Because he stands separate from the creation.
He creates the world, right? So he is separate from the creation. Therefore, he is Dvaita Ishvara because Brahman and Maya. Now, Parinami Upadana Karana Ishvara, remember, is Vishishta Advaita Ishvara. Ishvara in Vishishta Advaitam is called Parinami Upadana Karana because he actually converts himself into the world. Right? And therefore, everything becomes a part of Ishvara. Follow logic? The whole world, every jiva becomes part of Ishvara. And therefore, Vishishta Advaita will say that you are a part of Ishvara. And Advaitan says what? Ishvara is Vivarta Upadana Karanam. He doesn't actually convert. He just appears as the word. And therefore, when you are doing puja to your individual Ishtadevata, you are actually Advaitin, because there's you and there is Ishvara. During Virat Ishvara Puja, are you a Dvaitin? Strictly speaking.
Yes, because everything else in the world is Ishvara and you are the Bhakta.
Oh,
No, we are also inside him.
you are also inside him. So therefore, are you a Dvaitin?
No, we are Advaiti.
You are not Dvaitin. You are saying, I am part of Ishvara. And I
Then
am
we
worshiping
become
the
Vishishta Advaiti.
You are a Vishishta Advaita. Remember, this is a very clear, nice difference. During Ishtadevata Puja, those who do Ishtadevata Puja, they are Dvaitins. Those who are doing Viratishwara Puja, they are Vishishta Advaitins. These views are not incorrect. We don't say they are wrong, but they are incomplete. So every glorious object in the world becomes an alambanam for you, becomes something on which you can superimpose Ishvara. That is why in Sanatana Dharma you can worship the sun, you can worship the moon, you can worship the tree, you can worship a snake, or you can worship a pratikam, or you can worship a mountain, or you can worship a river. Everything becomes a pratika, alambanam. Okay. And therefore Arjuna asking, Katham aham vidyam, how can I know keshu keshu bhaveshu chintayaha, what all glories of yours I should meditate upon. Chintaya means upasya, meditation. So I can use any of these glories as an alambanam. I can invoke Ishvara on that alambanam. What is the benefit? Because now I am doing Virat Upasana. What is the benefit? Sada mam parichintayan. By constantly visualizing the Vishwarupa Ishvara, what is the result? I will come to Chitta Shuddhi, then I will come to Jnana. First, I will get Chitta Shuddhi, then I will get Jnanam of Nirguna Brahman. Okay, now you look at the last part of Arjuna's talking, the last verse, we will chant. Vistarenatmano yogam
विस्तरेणात्मनो
Vistarenatmano
vibhutim cha janardana
Vibhutim
विभूतिं च
Janardana
जनार्दन
bhuya kathaya triptirhi
भूय कथय
Trihi
shrinvato nasti me mritam.
शृण्वतो नास्ति मे कृतम्
Amritam.
So, hey Janardana. Okay. Now, this word is broken up into Jana plus Ardhana. Jana means people, and Ardhana, there are two meanings. Okay. So, one meaning of Ardha, Shankaracharya says, is Gati Karaman, the action of sending. Okay. Very nice meaning. Ardhana means Gati Karmanaha, the action of sending. Therefore, this Janardanaha is the person who sends people. Where?
To the heaven or hell or
Very good.
back
To
to
various
other life.
lokas, depending on their karma. There's nothing random, right? So, in this meaning, which Shankara says, Gati Karmanaha, Janardana is the person who sends various people to various lokas, depending upon the karma, which means karma phala data. Okay. So, that is why, you have this meaning. Dushta Janan Ardhayati, the one who destroys people of improper conduct. How? By sending them to unpleasant places like Naraka. So ultimately, the one who is the Karma Phaladata is the first meaning of the word Janardana, right? And the second meaning is Sarvai Janaihi Yachyate, the one to whom everyone prays. Yachyate, everyone prays. Prayojanam, for the purpose of prosperity, pleasure, and moksha. So two meanings are there. One is the meaning of karma phaladata, the person who gives the karma phalam to people based on the karmas. And the other one is the one to whom you pray for getting worldly benefits, that is artha kama purushartha, prosperity, pleasure, etc. Also for nishreyasa purushartha, moksha also. So two meanings are there. Very nice way. You don't see this anywhere else, okay? And bhuyaha kathayaha. Hey Krishna, may you tell me once again. Bhuyaha, once again. Why once again? Why does he use the word bhuyaha? So normally you will just read, right? And then go ahead. But in this Shankara Bhashyam, you have to examine the words. Why does he say bhuyaha also? Why does he simply not say tell me? Why does he say tell me again?
Because Krishna already told him in the first few verses.
Okay. First few verses. And what is chapter 7 and chapter 9? Chapter 7 and chapter 9 was all about the power, right? Of the Nirguna
He wants to
Brahman.
hear it again and again.
So he has already said in chapter 7, he has already said in chapter 9, and therefore Arjuna says, I may have forgotten, so please tell me again. Right? Atmanaha yogam vibhutim. Tell me again about all your powers, and not only that, Vistarena, tell me in great detail. Why am I asking? Na tripti asti me. I am not yet satisfied. Shrunvataha amritam. Thus, although I am listening to amrit, the words which are like nectar, right? And lest we be confused, Shankara says amritam means vakya amritam, the nectar of words. The essence of the scriptures is as if it is nectar because it is sweet and beneficial to you. So Shranvatah amritam, I am not yet satisfied by listening to your flow of nectar. So please tell me again. With this, Arjuna ends his request. The request is consisted of Namakam and Chamakam. Praising Krishna and then making a request. Krishna will answer in the next verse onwards, which we will take up in the next class. Any questions are most welcome. Okay. So if no questions are there, then we can close for the day. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnash Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Om Tat Sat Om Namah Shivaya
Namah
Om
Shivaya.
Tat Sat, Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Acharya.
Acharya.